Doctors who traditionally prescribe addictive painkillers like oxycodone are changing the way they treat patients with chronic pain. They're doing this by adopting new standards of care for patients. Logan Gay has more.
Local healthcare providers have teamed up to fight against the widespread incorrect use of opioid painkillers.
We've used them for pain for years. How they might be harmful, and what we're realizing is they work well for pain, but when used for a long time or for pain situations that necessarily don't require that level of medicine, they have negative effects.
The consequences for abusing these drugs can be deadly.
This is a huge issue, and for the last 15 years we've seen an increase in opiate-related overdoses and deaths.
Keeping these prescription drugs out of the wrong hands is a priority for the doctors.
It's been shown that the first substance that most adolescents and teenagers are using these days is prescription opiate pain medications that they're finding in their own homes.
The new standards of care will include monitoring patients' use of these prescriptions.
That includes limiting your long-term use of opioids for these conditions that you mentioned: headaches, fibromyalgia, arthritis, back pain, things like that we know aren't necessarily going to go away.
And opioid addiction affects far more than the user. Babies born with an opioid dependency are on the rise all across the country.
It's called neonatal abstinence syndrome, and it typically will occur 4 or 5 days after the child is born. And as Dr. Westing stated, this is an issue related to women who are pregnant who are using opiates during their pregnancy.
Patients are encouraged to talk with their doctors about other effective treatments. In Brainerd, Logan Gay, Lakeland News.
According to the White House, President Obama has proposed $1.1 billion in new funding to address the abuse of opioid and heroin use.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.